Hello, everybody. Welcome to this. Welcome to this critically average adventure, and welcome to this persuading a bard via serious threat to their life, whilst creating mechanical items with an inept artificer accomplice, whilst finding out that your family could be inside a puzzle box that we call the Cold. It's a D&D 5e campaign that I'm playing with my friends, and these are my friends, and apparently we all need to wear goggles.
I don't have any goggles. I feel bad now.
Look, I cannot be accused of derailing that one because I said nothing.
Either. Don't start it with the mustache made of candy. I just full of chaos.
You started it.
Oh.
I'm the only one who has a character who consistently wears goggles, and I'm the only one who doesn't own a pair of goggles.
Everything looks pink through mine and very distorted.
Yeah, same for me.
We begin.
We'll play the whole game like this. So, sorry.
We begin our adventure today on the.
I need to see.
On the day in between of Rayla's creations. Rayla has been working away at the Amethyst Towers in Kanzax under the guidance of no guidance, but guiding, the ever inept Liches, who has recently lost their position in the Amethyst Towers. I can't see a freaking thing in these. They're normally on top of the hat, you see, so they're not very clean.
Elixith got the sack.
Elixith got
and
the
then
sack.
I hired her. It's fine.
And then you kindly took her under your wing, but have realised that she is completely terrible.
Totally terrible
at what she's trying to do. So terrible it's almost deliberate. So that was going to take you 2.5 days roughly to create your mechanical marvel, your multi-tool.
The way
creation.
it worked out was, I think it's about 20 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours, 4.
Mm-hmm. That's why I see it. But there is a day in between, or the evening when you began your work. Now, the evening that you began your work happens to be the same evening that you and Rook had previously threatened Jules, the Tabaxi Bard, into performing at the Yak's Tongue.
Okay, he was just Tabaxi.
This is going to be something.
Do you not remember who's Tabaxi?
I completely forgot that he was a Tabaxi.
Yeah, he is a black Tabaxi with kind of little ginger stripes that appear.
Black?
On the...
You said he was blue.
No, black.
He's always been black.
His naked wine pourer
Rook should know.
was blue. Yeah, so there was a blue person in there. His naked male wine pourer was blue, and the female, there's a female human, and she was coloured like human skin, whatever colour that might be. So maybe we go there. Everyone's gathered for the evening from their adventures around the town, selling things.
Ridiculous.
Where I want to know where Rook positions himself with Rayla in this situation.
I feel like Rook would be like front and center of, like, directly in front of this performing Tabaxi.
The stages, the bar's getting full. It's busy.
Yeah.
The rumors that Georgius is going to perform today have obviously gone round the town somehow, mysteriously. You know, word of mouth, whispers in various ears, a very well placed seller of fine beverages that might have got wind of this from a rather mysterious benefactor has spread the rumours. That's you.
That's me.
Around the
That's
town.
me. Guys, that's me.
Mysterious.
It's a me, a rock.
It's a me, Morlock.
8 foot tall furry guy. Mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So incognito.
Super sneaky.
Oh yes, absolute stealth master. Yeah, it's filling up pretty nicely. But the stage is empty, and there's just a single music stand and a stool, a comfortable looking stool, upon the stage, and everyone's getting their full of drinks. So you position yourself. Do you pull up a chair and sit right in front, or are you kind of?
Yep. I get a chair. I sit kind of directly in front. And if he does like a set with like an interval, at the interval, I will get up and go out to the back.
Okay.
Like
in kitchen.
The way that I told him to leave after his set.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. And Ray, where are you kind of sitting?
Slightly to the side of the stage, almost like where security stands.
Okay, yeah.
With scraps, but just sitting there, like how canine dogs do it.
Yeah, like the kind of faithful Alsatian, but like it's not, it's a cat. Arden and Nyala, you have got wind that
big old robot cat.
Rook and Ray have been successful. How much did you interrogate them as to their methods?
I don't think I even knew about this.
No, this is.
I don't think we were even told that this was a thing.
You were in the scene where sorry, I'm having a mind blank.
I think they went off. They went off to the baths, and Nyala
they went off to the baths under the instruction of Therese.
Yes.
So you were there to know that they had this as a task from Therese.
Yeah, but nothing was really said about how they achieved.
No, we didn't get that. I'm just wondering, was there any interrogation when they came back? Did you?
Not really. I think Rook
kinda
was
skipped
on the
that.
rooftop and he was pretty bad, so Nyala wouldn't go right away to him. And Rayla was building shit, so.
Yeah, makes sense.
And like revelations had been had since then, so I think it would kind of be on
process.
like.
So the hiring of a bard is not on your.
And with everything that's come to light recently, I don't think it's something that we've even worried about. Like going. By the way,
what was probably said was Ray coming back and being like, "I did it," and then just moving on with his day. To Tariq.
Yeah, just so offhand. It's so casual. Yeah. So the bar fills, the drinks are flowing. Ed's away, like in his element, pouring drinks, chatting away. Oh yeah, nice to see you. Just a second, sir. Just going to pour this one, and like laying out the drinks. Therese is bustling around and nodding approvingly at all of you. Even walks up to like Maruk, sat crossed armed in his chair, and just a little nod to you. Thank you. Looks like you might have made up for your previous misdemeanor. Thank you, Master Maruk. It's appreciated.
Right, I always pay my debts.
That you do. That is true. You always have.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you. And potters off into the crowd. The door opens, and there is a little bit of hush of the crowd, the burbling crowd. And in walks none other than Litiana.
Uh-oh.
Who looks around and catches the eyes of the ones who are looking at her, who then hastily return to their conversation and continue talking, trying to, brush off the fact that, the Archmage of Kakanzax is in this tavern. And they wander to a side and kind of take a little stop and lean on the bar, order something from Ed, and stand holding a very tall glass of something that fizzes slightly, like a white wine kind of looking spritzery type concoction.
Has Treese wandered off, did you say?
Trish is just bumbling around in the crowds, yeah. Collecting glasses here and there.
Is the bard as a rival is not here yet?
No sign of the bard just yet.
Nyala's just by Arden at this point, like just staying close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go over to Treese, being very wary that Litiana is probably keeping an eye.
Okay.
I'm going to take out a few gold, and I'm just going to go over to Treese's attention like I'm giving her some gold that I owe her or something I need to give her, kind of thing, to make it look like not Litiana's presence has made me go over there. It's, this is something I meant to speak to you about.
She gets the mission. There's a like a flash in her eyes.
And just put a couple of gold pieces in her palm.
Thank you. I'm glad you remembered.
Yeah. We need to have a chat later. Maybe after the show. Preferably before you speak with her. Them.
She glances over and then her attention is to a wine glass. Yes, come see me. I shall try. And she walks off and collects a glass that's right by Litiana, but continues on going. The door swings again, and a gout of snow kind of blows in, little wisps round, settles and begins to melt in the heat of the fire and the gathered bodies within the space. Joel Jewis steps into the building, and then there is more hush. But he doesn't take to the stage straight away. He saunters to the bar, his two members of Entourage in tow. Joel Jewis is wearing a purple short cape that comes down to just below the shoulders, with lace edging that is in kind of a lighter shade of silk. This is a sort of velvet, rich velvet colour. Beneath he wears a white shirt with a big frill that comes down the front, and he wears tight jolpers, like horse riding trousers they leave nothing to the imagination, and he wears nothing upon his feet.
Pardon?
Yeah, I can see.
That's a tabaxi.
Yes, you're not the only one, Yala.
That's a tabaxi.
Yeah.
That's the first time I see a tabaxi other than me.
Yeah, there aren't that many in for a house. So, yeah, it makes sense that one of the few that we ran into is famous.
Why?
When the bard walked in,
Yes.
both Graps and Ray turned to look towards him.
He does he
Just like synchronized, just turn and look.
Yeah, he holds his composure as he glances at you.
He just
But
waves.
definitely there is the glint of
With a bright smile on
recognition
his face. Hello.
to you. He walks straight to the bar and leans forwards and whispers in Ed's ear. And Ed's like, I ain't made one of them in, well, all right then, yeah. He'll be ready just a jiffy. Makes it up. And it says, there's Yes, 2 gold pieces, please. And I will another day, not right now. Okay, cool. I'll do it another day. Leave it here. I'll do it another day. He says, "Darling Ed, would you put it on my tab?" Ed glances to Treese. There's this moment of tension, and then Treese, just a single little nod of that gnome head. And Ed's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem at all." And then hands over this thing that bubbles and sparkles and glitters and glimmers. Al, can you shut the door, please, babes? Sorry. Thank you. Shut it. Go. Okay. Cool. Go. Thank you. He begins to sip it, and he sips a couple of times. Not bad mixing, and the voices are starting to build up again round him. The conversation's continuing, but there's kind of an aura around him of bodies that don't kind of touch him, but they kind of look at his finery, and you can tell that everybody wants to touch the fine garments that he wears, and probably wants to talk with him, but there's a little bit of like fear and apprehension. And then they kind of turn, and then right in their face, "Hey, so you the bodies come to play tonight?" Yes, I am. I heard you're pretty good at doing the stuff, playing the music and singing the songs. Yes. Yes, that is, my renown precedes me. I've never heard of you till you came here, you know. Really? No, you can't be that good, because I've not heard of you. Well, today will be the test of that, won't it? Well, yeah, I'll give it a listen, but if you're no good, I'm going to go to a different tavern, you know? I'm sure you shall be impressed. Yeah, well, go on. Go do your little songs, whatever it is you do.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what another king of mine can do.
I shall, once they hold up the drink, warmed up, and he holds up this delicate thing, and she chins it with, like, her flagon that she's holding, spills it over his sleeve. He's like, "Yes. Bottoms up, then, yes?" "Yes." And turns to his compatriots and gives them the glass, and then reaches out a hand. They hand him a handkerchief, and the other one kind of mops the staining on his top. "Did you get it mostly out? Did you? This is finest Ranashan, you know." It's like, yeah, we got it, boss. Yeah, we're sorted. Okay, fine.
Perhaps a little help on my part, if you will.
Oh, do you walk over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Be my guest.
Yeah, and she using magic to wash off the spilled drink from his sleeve.
Well, isn't that a clever little trick? What a wonderful, wonderful little thing you are.
Careful there, I bite.
Oh, that excites me more.
Mm.
But anyway, less of what you're into and more about tonight. I must leave you, my love.
Please, I prefer my men more rugged than that.
Oh, I know a man. Never mind. I'll see you around. Enjoy the show.
Quite.
And he weaves his way through the crowd. And as soon as his feet touch those boards, it is It is magic without arcana. It is that magic of stage and show. He places his heel on that very first step of the board, and you hear that pad tap. And then each of his claws go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Another pad. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this hush fills the room, and all eyes turn upon this consummate performer. He walks to centre stage with his head bowed, then raises his eyes, and they glow green with purple flecks in them. And he reaches like this and snaps his fingers, and in that snap, a completely transparent fiddle appears in his hand.
Ooh.
And he grasps at a piece of air in front of him. And just looks like he's miming. But then takes the piece of air and just draws the string, the bow across the strings. And the purest note rings out and sends shivers down all of your spine. He says, "Gather those here today. I am most honored to have you in my presence. I am honored to be here at the glorious Yak, in your great, great city of Kakanzax, and most honored to tell a tale of some of the greatest heroes Kakanzax has ever seen."
I don't like him.
Yeah.
He begins to sing. "There once was a crew of average sort, of little renown and little retort, who came into Kakanzax. Little was known of the snow-blown waifs who came out of the bone-cold wastes, past the gates of Kakanzax. With cattle and swine they arrived in time for the holy festival of Melorazai upon the walls of Kakanzax. First they showed the skill of a different kind into the sewers, who knew what they'd find beneath the streets of Kakanzax. Master plumbers like no one had seen since the legend of Mario, who saved his queen. Clean waters flow for Kakanzax. They fought in Titans upon the walls, such power, such majesty shown to one and all. A winner was crowned and all did rejoice, a young mage taken by a master by choice. They made good friends and they drank their fill. The fox ate too and had his fill in the yak of Kakanzax. But then came dreams in bed they tossed, cursed or blessed, who knew the cost, in the beds of Kakanzax. Awoke with a start and a pounding heart, they dashed outside to play their part on the streets of Kakanzax. A dragon had come to sack the town, to turn the world all upside down in the skies of Kakanzax. A lich did ride this flying beast. Many folk died and attacked without cease the brave folk of Kakanzax. They fought the beast and cut it down. It fell from the skies, in blood it drowned, staining the streets of Kakanzax. It whispered secrets of its masters and young. Back to the waste the heroes were flung. With cart and bears through snow they did trudge, to mountains and madness, only gods to judge. To a mountain bleak and full of woe, from ice undead and death and snow, the heroes of Kakanzax. To the peak they climbed not so easily, they took the help of old Annie, good friends of Kakanzax. They found such horror I dare not speak, upon the top of the mountain peak. Oh, save that from Kakanzax. They fought the lord of undead there, they rescued the family and dragon heirs, the merciful of Kakanzax. They came back home with a joyous tale, which now I have the honor to regale the people of Kakanzax. They did it all with no care to their own. Who knows where the heroes of Kakanzax shall roam? It may be they stay for just a short while, and if they do, it would bring a smile to the good folk of Kakanzax, the good folk of Kakanzax, the good folk of Kakanzax, you, the people of Kakanzax. Massive applause.
How does he know all of that?
Roaring, cheering, everyone singing, the good folk of Kakanzax, the good folk of Kakanzax.
He knows that's us.
Rook.
Rogue.
At this point, Brooks walk like as soon as he's finished and like the applause is whatever. Brooks kind of taking the distraction to kind of slip out the back where he told this bard to go.
Jujuis, and Jujuis takes a bow. In just a moment, I need to refresh my voice. And the two entourage get on stage with a hand drum and a lute and start singing some sort of bally bardish tunes. And said, "I will return, and I shall lead my little band here in just a second. That has quite taken it out of me." And kind of walks through and just says, and slips his way behind the bar. In the kitchen you stand, famous for various types of sauce and fat foxes.
Jan's going to follow at this point. Like, see where Rook or what this guy's going.
Yeah. You follow through, there is a tabaxi and there's Rook. Tell me what happens in the kitchen.
So before he even gets in, Rook's kind of leant up against the counter with his knife in his hand, just kind of twiddling it.
Was that okay? Did I perform satisfactory? You said tell your tale.
It was good. It was, as you say, satisfactory. Yes.
Good.
Well done.
Thank you.
Remember the rest of our agreement?
There'd be some gold, and then I was not to return, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And Rook's gonna hand him like a little sack.
Oh, thank you. He opens it.
There's the agreed amount of gold in there. I can't remember what we agreed.
No, I can't. You didn't actually specify.
No, I didn't. There's, I don't know, like 100 gold in there, maybe.
Oh,
Where are all you getting this gold? Forget that he's franchised.
Yep.
this is fantastic. I do have one question, if I may ask it of you, Master Bugbear.
You can ask it. Whether I answer it is yet to be seen.
Why do you wish me to leave?
Like I said, whether I wish to answer it is to be seen.
You took a disliking to me, I think.
No, not at all. Just good for business.
Whose?
His business, and Yala steps in at this moment.
Rook's gonna shit himself and throw his knife.
Mm.
Like,
Not another knife throwing.
aiming for the wall, like aiming for the wall.
Oh
I'm
no!
like, oh fuck!
Oh no! Not again! Not again! Not again!
I'm gonna
No,
ask.
not again! We can't murder another. Not a bard.
No, he's going to murder me at this point.
Yeah, but if he's aiming for you.
No, at the
Yes,
wall.
No,
Know where the knife's going.
I'm aiming for the wall next to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me a dice.
Fuck.
Please not be a natural one.
16.
Okay.
Okay, it hits the wall.
Oh shit! Sorry, Yala. I didn't realize it was you.
Ah, the wonderful cleaning woman.
Cleaning.
Yes, you're the one that
Really?
got rid of the stain upon my top. Thank you so much. You must be a
Right.
wonder about the house.
You see, I don't think you know quite well who we actually are. The person you sang in the song, this student having a new teacher,
Yes.
that is me.
Oh, a hero. A
Yes.
true hero. Fantastic. Then I am sorry. And he curtsies. Sorry, apprentice mage of Kakanzax, hero of the golem fights. I apologize for my assumption. Jewel Jewess. Takes your hand and he lays the most gentle but too long a kiss. And then releases your hand.
Right.
Arden's literally just standing there, like unimpressed the entire fucking time. He's just followed in, and he's like,
She is unimpressed by it also. Is like she's just looking at both him and Rook and like, well, at least we know how you got those details from. Was this really necessary?
I got told to tell a tale. One must tell all the parts, ugly as well as beautiful.
Right.
It seems like you've had a bit of both. Mostly ugly.
Quite ugly. Right. Rook, what was that contract that you have between you two?
You really want to know the ins and outs of
What did you do again?
I did nothing. I did nothing. Did I? Sir.
Oh no, it was a rather cordial arrangement that I should. No, just a minute.
Yes, you should.
Okay. 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 All right. Okay.
everything all right?
Yeah, fine. One of the dogs his shoulder's really hurting him, so we took him for too long a walk. It should be fine. Do you need me to come and check? Is that
in a little bit?
yeah? Okay, so it's not urgent now. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Sorry. It was a rather cordial arrangement that we had. We were able to come to an agreement. There would be some monies transferred. I would perform your tale, and then I would leave Kansas. That's right, isn't it?
And carry on your tour.
Yes. I must see all the places of Rohast, I suppose.
I call bullshit. Brooke, did you threaten another person yet again?
No, the gentleman said that it was a cordial affair.
Deception versus an insight roll.
Yeah.
We've already established that this man is not entirely against threats.
17.
17.
Rollies.
Rollies.
What? Again?
Yeah,
No,
we'll just do it
rolling.
again. Oh, rollies.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
What?
Rollies. So just
Again,
roll
or
it.
roll it, rollies. 12.
You're lucky. That's a natural one.
Yay.
Liana kind of glances at you, and then you kind of do this little like, yeah, that's what happened.
Would I
Arden
lie
stands
to you,
there and
Liana?
doesn't say a single thing with a passive insight of 19.
No.
I mean, I could have used my insight. Yeah, my pass. Yeah, I could have used my passive. True.
That was a deliberate enactment of reading someone, though, not passively. And you were deliberately deceiving. You look at Rook, and he goes, and Yeah, you believe it. And Giorgio says, yes, must carry on. Anyway, many other people need to hear my songs.
Right.
Maybe your tale, too. It'll be added to the catalogue.
Perhaps. May I speak to you afterward? Because if I'm being honest, that's the first time in my life that I see another tabaxi. And I'm quite curious.
I was, he looks over to Rook and he's like, I was in a hurry to leave. He's like
Rook?
asking you with his eyes, should he leave right now or can he stay on?
He's got the rest of his set to finish first. His classic tunes. And then maybe if there's time he can speak to you.
Hopefully they're
Yes.
better than the first one. It was a bit flat.
Since when are you there?
Ah, knife! Ah!
More knives appearing everywhere. The whole wall in the kitchen peppered with knives.
Pan, like frying pans, ladles, forks, the whole lot.
It's a good job I can catch it like
Yeah.
that.
He looks over to you and gives you what you assume to be a scathing look.
Yeah.
And walks back out to the stage.
Can I say something?
Yes.
While they're in there, when you walk back out again, the band has little fairy little fireflies floating around with them. To just
You're
put
doing the stage
atmosphere
lighting.
in there.
I love it. This is like a full-on O2 experience here, but in the little yak with
But I didn't do it for the bard. I did it for the backup singers.
Yeah, so the backing singers glow beautifully and sort of upstage Georgius a little bit.
Halfway through his next song,
Yeah,
They break.
I'm going to just take a little bit of paper, probably one of the flyers for his performance,
yeah,
and I'm going to fold it into a little paper crane, which I can control
yes.
mentally. I can make it fly around, and I'm just going to have this little paper crane just flying past him and like trying to put him off now and again.
I'm gonna make him
while he's singing, just like pecking him in the side of the head now and again. It flies away, and then he carries on, and then it comes back. Like when he's not expecting it, like just harassing him a little bit during his performance.
The rest of his set bombs. I rolled a performance check with disadvantage because you're haranguing him. Ray has like lit up his backing dancers and backing singers, and they actually start shouting at Georgius, oh, the two at the back with the three lights. Let's have him. Let's have her. Let's sing again. Do that one, the maiden calls on a Sunday morning, Yeah, we know that one. Really? I have a version of it. Not your version, the old version. Get off. And they kind of like shoo him off, and he kind of sits dejected to the side of the stage while the rest of the band finish the set.
You mean, Arden? You're really mean.
It's nothing to do with me. I don't know what you mean.
When he goes to
No one
sit
will
down,
say anything to that. Continue. I like to tease.
When he goes to sit down, one of the little mechanical fireflies like sits on his knee and then goes towards me.
He kind of turns his head, looks at you, nods with that kind of smarmy grin.
The crane lands in front of him, and as it lands and becomes inert, it unfolds, and the picture of him has just like got the mustache with the glasses and the horns drawn on.
Poor bard.
Everybody likes a good joke, don't they? He says he stands up.
When he looks at Ray literally mouths bitch at him.
You mouth what?
bitch. I mouth that word at the cat.
I don't know what you mean. Maybe it's just not your night. I know all performers have bad nights. Maybe
I
tonight's
do
one of
not
yours.
have off nights.
Well, give the people what they want.
Look, like I said, there's always going to be a bad time. You weren't that good. You can just let us listen to these guys. Stop shouting about them getting your underwear all in the knot in your ankles. What is she saying?
It's okay. She just wanted to cheer you up. And anyway, you have some perspective because later down the night, you're going to have my company.
Well,
Is what?
Not like that, you all. Jeez.
look, if you're worried, I quite like talking to this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about, just like me don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. I sit with him, I sit with Niala. She'll be okay, Adam. Don't you worry. Don't get your underwear around your ankles.
For the last time, Ishara, we are not married.
I know this.
Trees.
When you're ready, I will do the ceremony. It's okay.
Oh my god.
Trees.
I'm joking. Come on. I've had too many. And I tried one of the ones that he had. That was very strange.
Arden's going to look around for trees at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's behind the bar, watching eagerly at the other performers, but she's keeping a wary eye on you, the troublemakers, in the corner.
I'm helping. I
How
don't know what you mean.
Rude.
I'm entirely helping.
Conducting exorcisms in a bar, he's making people vomit up black tapeworms, it's not.
That's all on you. That's all on you lot. I've done nothing.
I didn't do
I'm doing
anything. I
stage
wasn't
lighting.
there.
No.
I
I'm
lean
helping. I did
against.
stage lighting.
I approach the bar and I just lean against the bar near Treese's direction.
She doesn't look at you. She watches the crowd. Yeah.
Gonna need a private word
Mm-hmm.
somewhere where prying ears won't be able to hear.
Room cupboard, is it?
Sure.
You're led to the infamous broom cupboard.
I'm just keeping. What's Litiana doing right now? Where's she? Where's her
She
gaze?
is by the stairs that lead to the upper rooms. That's where she's kind of gathered herself into a corner to kind of remain inconspicuous and stand to the back. But her height being Gith Yankee, Gith Zedai, gives her that gangly, elongated way that she can look over most of the crowd. Only some of the taller goblin folk maybe might kind of block her view. And she's watching with interest the music. You actually would have seen her tapping her glass with a long nail when the first song was finished.
Okay. I just kind of go back out. I'm just like, I just go over like, I'll join you in a second. Bear with me one moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've got to get them up.
And I'll wander back over to Nyala and Rook.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, can I just have a little distraction for a moment, guys?
Yeah, all right.
Oh. Sure.
Just something to, keep attention.
How long?
Just a moment. That's all.
Okay. Rook's just going to walk up to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Rook's going to walk on the stage.
The moment this happens, I'm gone. The moment this happens,
Excuse
I'm
me,
gone.
ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, people of all races. Good evening. Welcome.
Master
I'd like to
Rook!
thank you.
Rook!
when Rook gets on the stage, all the little dancing lights go above him and make like a spotlight.
We would just like to thank you all for coming tonight. It has been a marvelous night, and we hope that you have enjoyed this evening's entertainment. But there's one more surprise. And Rook will gesture the lute and the drum to come on.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to turn to them and play me a ditty. Rook's going to sing.
Oh no!
Oh,
Last time Rick sung, rolled nat 20, I believe, actually, on this very
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
On this very
Last
stage.
time. Last time.
That was
Let's
awesome.
see.
I will, before I turned tail and ran before he walked onto the stage, I'll have slapped him on the back with some guidance.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Brooke,
Um.
whatever you roll, you get a +4 to it.
So it's guidance
That-
and a +4.
And
Yeah.
Yala's going to use a shape water to create some glittering effect all around you.
Surely this is all got to
With
get
advantage,
with the
then.
special effects. It's got to have
Advantage,
Yeah,
advantage,
for the advantage, for the stage
advantage,
show alone.
guidance, and whatever what's the +4 from?
Yeah.
I can use Flash of Genius, which means if I use Artificer nonsense, I can add a +4. And that was the Phaelites excuse.
Beautiful.
So you get a +4 from the
Ability check or
Phaelites.
saving
No.
throw.
Nat 20?
No, fuck off.
You have to become proficient in performance. I just.
So that's +4 plus what's
A D4.
guidance? D4. That's 24. 28.
Oh God!
Are you just a flat 0 in charisma?
No, 29 then.
29 performance check from the
29
barbarian
performance check.
bugbear.
Are you proficient
I'm not proficient, no.
in performance? No. There you go.
No.
You have
Um,
to become proficient.
It is stunning. Rook, what do you sing about?
Rook is going to sing about a woman. Rook is going to recount the tale of the first time he met his wife.
Oh,
That's good.
Proper like power ballad.
mm-hmm. It's like a cross between Kiss from a Rose and what was the one from Robin Hood?
Brian Adams,
Bryan Adams.
everything I do, I do
Everything
it for
I
you.
do. But yeah,
Yeah.
Do it for you.
it's
And
the
that-
perfect
like,
combination
like-
between those two songs, like Kiss from a Rose and I do everything I do. And
For the last verse, it just gets ridiculously sexual.
yeah, right. There's tears in people's eyes up until that point, like where it
And
gets really gross.
And that's when the bard pays attention.
You actually see Jill Jewis taking a note of some of your rhymes.
Intellectual property, copyright, stealing your song.
Scribbling it down, going, it's not. And Ijara and Yala are sat with this bard, and he's like, it's not half bad, is he? And like it's said with the most like not wanting to admit it.
Oh, come on. Don't be a sore loser.
Sorry,
I
say
know
again.
you
Your mic's a bit off, Celia, I think. Sorry.
Sorry. I said, come on. Don't be a sore loser. Look, everyone's enjoying themselves. Isn't that what's
They
most
should.
important?
They should be enjoying me.
They enjoyed your song, and we enjoyed your song very much, my dear.
At least someone did. Anyway, what is there to do around this place when you're not swilling alcohol in this place?
I say a good chat. Sort of thing.
Talk? What do you want to talk about?
Well, as I told you, I have never actually met another tabaxi.
Yes.
Where do you come from?
Oh, me. All over. I don't know.
Oh. How so?
Traveled all my life,
Oh, that's nice.
performing. Or in it with a company of sorts, and one
Circus?
thing led to another, and I went solo. Well,
Oh no.
apart from these two, but they're a
What happened
temporary
to you?
Sorry?
What happened to you?
It's not my tale to tell. It's not the day to sing my tale.
I'd say any tale of anyone is important in this life. Ours may have been celebrated today, but yours has just have it just have the same importance as ours. Because, well, without you, our tale wouldn't be told.
What do you want to know?
What you want me to know. I won't force you to tell a gruesome detail or something you are deeply embarrassed about.
My first memories are cleaning horse shit.
Oh.
A bucket and a shovel. That's my first memories. Picking dung and hay from my matted fur. They're my first memories, if you must know.
It sure is nicer than mine, in a way.
Then the travelling circus, the travelling performances carried on. And eventually I was allowed to feed the creatures rather than pick up what they'd fed on. Eventually I learned to ride and tame and work with the beasts and work with the creatures, and then I was shown the strings for the first time. Played a note. It was in my blood. I knew every song, every lyric, every step, every harmony. I could sing all of the parts of each of the songs and tales that we told.
I think we've lost
I knew them all.
Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, we did lose a Jack. I'll keep the thing open just to make sure he can pop back in. Oh no, it's just gone cam off. That's all. It's here. And eventually they started letting me sing and play and minor parts at first, but I worked my way up from being shit shoveler to showstopper.
That's very lovely.
Sorry, you really glitched. Could you say again, please, Neil?
Sorry. That's lovely, I should say.
Well, it's a way to earn a crust, I suppose. Going solo was not such a voluntary option at that point. But things change, you know.
Right. Do you want me to tell you a bit of my beginning of life?
I suppose you're going to tell me anyway. And I'm stuck here watching those two.
If you don't want to listen, I will tell.
Do you think it'll help me? Do you think it is at all relevant to me?
It depends. Do you want to sharpen your song?
Do I want to?
Sharpen your song.
No, it's fine. Okay. You want me to sharpen your song?
Your song. It is not mine. It is yours.
What is there more to tell? Go on, regale me.
you talked about the dragon, yes? Well,
Oh, yes, yes, I heard about the beast flying over the town, a great cloud above the sky, white beasts swooping out, icing and freezing to death many of the brave folk of Kakanzax, as he
I
mentioned in the song.
ride that dragon.
I'm sorry?
I jumped on his back and flew with him in the sky.
You're serious? One question. Why on earth would you do that?
Well, I used to have a couple of master that taught me magic. And the first language I actually managed to learn, well, second language, was actually Draconic. I saw it, yeah. I saw it in my state of mind at the moment, like, such a magnificent creature surely wouldn't just ally with a lich, and talking was a better option than just mindless slaughter. So I jumped onto his back and tried to talk with it. Threw me back into the sky, and then I was face to face with the lich.
Not
Quite deadly.
Ah, so diplomacy, not just battle.
No, never. I value every life.
Fascinating. That is. Maybe there's another verse to add.
Maybe.
At least a stanza.
It's your song. You do whatever you want. I'm just providing insight and information.
Well, thank you.
But you were correct about one thing, though. As the dragon drew its last breath, I felt really bad for killing it, as it told me that the Liches is young and he couldn't do anything.
Yes, I know this. I know that you went back out in the wastes.
It was unnecessary to kill it in my eyes.
Sometimes in the heat of the moment, the most obvious choice is taken. However, upon recollection and hindsight, you might realize that the choice you made was not the one that best served all parties. We, as mortal beings, have a tendency to want to save one's own skin. It's a natural reaction. Don't feel bad for it. It's just life, preserving life. Sorry, Ray, were you saying something? Could you...
Thinking out loud, my apologies. Sorry to ruin it.
Oh, no, it's cool. No.
Yeah. Then again, you can make a word with if and what I would have done different.
Listen, you can replay events over and over and over 1,000 times in your mind. It'll do you no damn good. Not one little bit. You'll live in the past. You'll spend your time with those moments and you won't be realizing what's going on around you. Live in the here. Live in the now. Not drearing away with some sort of long-forgotten yesterday. Let it be just that. Let it be just yesterday. Look to tomorrow, but live now. Come.
Sure. She takes his hand.
Have you ever danced with a tabaxi? I'm assuming not, because I'm the only one you've ever bloody met.
Show me the way.
He will make. Can you make me a performance roll, please?
Oh dear, I'm so bad at this.
Oh no!
That's
I
another
can't help
one.
you with that one. I'm sorry. I don't think a +4 is going to help you with that one.
I mean, with a +4, that would.
It's still a
Yeah,
natural
no.
one.
Yeah, no.
Isn't that one?
Either way, you've
You
done it.
stand up, and he takes you, and you immediately grab him in all the incorrect places. You put your hands all wrong all over his body, and he has to literally take your hands and guide them to the various parts of his hips,
And
and
she wants
then
to go to a ball.
and then to his shoulders, and then he's like, just like this, and he kind of starts trying to move you in rhythm to the beat of the music. And every time you step, you lift your foot from the floor, you're stepping on his toes. No, no, no. Like, no, like my foot goes, your foot goes forwards and mine goes back. And
Ow.
no,
I'm so sorry.
ow, crikey, you've got, no, look this way. Like, and he
Okay,
tries to,
I'm
like,
not touching anything. Okay, you did it.
no, 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 you have to, no, you must hold here,
Okay.
shoulders. And it's kind of chaotic, but
Oh,
it's beautiful in a way. It's not unpleasant, even though that he's determined, because he rolled a 19. So his guidance is kind of like showing you the way, but you can't get it. But it's enjoyable. Like the performance of him being able to dance and him guiding you is the enjoyable part, but you are useless. Absolutely terrible
She's
at it.
just laughing at this point.
Yeah, laughing, and eventually his mouth breaks in a smile, and you see his like little fangs protruding. He's like, this is quite ridiculous, you know that.
It is.
You can pull the strands of magic from the dirt from my clothing, and yet you can't step one beat in time.
What?
This is I'm sorry, Miss Nyala. I have never met a more incompetent dancer, but it is quite delightful.
It is. I actually never dance with someone. Usually I dance by myself and by the sound of the tambourine when we were back on the boat.
Very well. The night proceeds accordingly. Does anybody want to take any more actions in this evening? Apart from with Treese. Yeah. So in the main room, the night goes on. Ray keeping an eye, watching Georgius and the two on the stage. You're standing there very, very prim and proper, I'm guessing.
Me?
Sorry, Ray, go on, continue.
Am I standing there prim and proper?
I was guessing you were still kind of doing the security guard thing. That's what I was imagining.
Yeah. But but he has an eye on the stage.
Yes.
Mostly because he has to control the weird bug things.
Yeah, sure. So the bug things
He's
are like
mostly
spinning around
staring at the
Rook.
stage now.
Rook joins in with the more traditional tunes, and is 29 carries on through the night. Nyala stumbles her way and dances.
Otherwise, the +4 doesn't happen.
No. And Ijara sits steadily, making her way through the bar. I
would like to say something to the two others, but that's not that important.
You can say
towards the end.
Maybe at the end of the evening. That would be the best place because they're in mid-performance. So Arden, in the broom cupboard, the infamous broom cupboard where Nanyala had her bed for some time. Still little wafts of Ketu fluff gather in the corner.
Also a very unconscious and then bewitched bless.
Yeah.
Every time I hear stories about this game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I tortured someone in that.
Yeah, all right.
Every time.
So that's there, the bathhouse.
I mean, that wasn't thought.
Are you
Jack thinks we're
forming
terrible people.
like an alcohol brewing mafia, Rick? That you're
Yes.
the only mafia
Yes.
member. You've
Rook's a
you've,
gangster.
you've unconsciously gained a heavy in the form of Ray.
Yeah. And
Well,
Scraps.
scrap.
Ray and Scraps. You've got a dog and you got a heavy. Yeah, like
You
brilliant.
know
Look at
what?
Oh,
Hey.
God.
Does that
I might
mean?
just say fuck it and start the mafia.
No.
Does that mean Scraps' name is twofold? Because not only is he made out of scraps, he gets into scraps.
Yeah. No,
Yes. Yes.
he ends.
Ends Scraps. He
Yeah.
ends Scraps. I
Yes.
start them, he finishes them.
Keeping that.
I like
Yeah.
it.
This is a thing. This is a thing now.
Oh,
Come
no.
to me for your
I'm entirely
problems.
okay with this.
You've
You come to me with your problems.
You did give the bard an
Come
offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
You come to me on the day of my brewer's birthday.
Oh God.
Ah,
Sorry.
To be honest, he
And
did
then,
insult
and then
Nyala,
Ray
and then
can
we
make you
wrecked
a
the whole
giant
thing.
gun and you can be say hello to my little friend.
I need 3 more
Sorry.
levels for that, but yes.
I know.
Sorry. A giant pepper box.
oh
I
no,
believe they're
guns are
called.
coming.
Oh
Oh.
no,
Imagine a
I can already do a gun. It's just technically speaking, it's a 3rd level spell.
Oh God.
Arden,
Anyway, yeah,
I do
sorry.
have a shotgun spell.
in the snug murderous broom cupboard. That's a phrase I never thought I'd say.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't come up in conversation before. Sorry.
Sorry, I've been with you guys for like a few months now, and that entirely sounds like something that should have been said before.
You'd think.
Listen,
What?
we'll tell you
Don't
after,
pretend like
okay?
it's not true.
Sorry, go on, Luke. Sorry.
Don't pretend like all the chaos
you
comes
meet
from me.
Treese in the broom cupboard. You can hear the music blaring through the walls. You can hear Rook crescendoing on stage. What would you like to talk to Treese about?
Trace, how long have you known Litiana?
Quite some time. Why?
There was talk from certain people that people owe you favors.
Certain people do, yes. Certain people don't. I have a knack.
I've noticed that. I believe Kratathmast was one of them.
Yes, lovely Gretch.
Yes, I get along quite well with him. And Litiana? Which way
Litiana.
did the favors swing there?
Wasn't always a barkeep, Arden.
I gathered that. I don't think you're entirely a barkeep now.
There's a little smile. Barely noticeable. There's somewhere on the side of their faces. This is my life now. Arden, I'm old. Although I keep my ear to the ground. Hear a lot of things in a bar. You also hear a lot of things when you're the only bar. The only place serving hot food. When the winters are really cold. When there were no walls.
And when Litiana made her mark.
She
I'm
arrived,
sure.
and with the king's blessing upon her, to establish a great library. They'd only built some of the wall, I suppose, by that point. The west wall. Not even the gatehouse. They started that way. They were worried about the creatures in the west, as one might imagine. They started
Well,
that way.
put a end
Sorry,
to
Bill.
that for it? Isambard put an end to that for a time?
Indeed. That protection and the peace to build a wall. Certain abilities were allowed to, certain people could settle in, including myself, including Litiana. But then there are things that one requires when establishing a library that contains the sort of things that Litianas require.
Liliana has an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is?
We've talked. She has a dream of no longer being flesh.
Does that
As
not
I understand
concern
it,
you?
wizards dream of strange things. I don't attempt to question it. I treasure my flesh and would like it to continue to be upon my body as long as possible.
Please, what do you know about the puzzle box? Isambard's puzzle box.
Not privy to the upper classes, really. Apart from
I
when they
think
weren't the upper classes. Apart from when there was only one place to eat and had a fire going. And drinks were consumed and legends were told and stories were shared. Then there were talks of deals struck with gnomes, the twins Mott and Cott. Surely you've heard of the mountains.
vaguely.
Twins dwell within them, or under them. Mott and Cott.
Yes, and they, with the dwarves, helped build the library, or designed it.
They did the design.
And they also
They
did the
embellished
design.
the design of Puzzle Box, I believe,
Yes.
from what little I know.
And what do you know of Trustin?
Of
Trustin.
Tustin Fenric.
Tustin, even, yeah.
He strutted his stuff through town as a prince regent might. Well, a prince at that time, before he became regent, before his father was taken ill. And he was a royal heir, as one might expect. Stuck up, full of himself, wielding power, but a frail form and a ghastly pallor to their skin. I'm going to roll something just a second. Have you ever met a drow?
Can't say I have.
They are elves that dwell beneath the ground. subterranean, great chasms they dwell, beneath the very feet of the world. There was something about the way he moved, a deadly grace about them. And it reminded me of old times.
And his relationship to Litiana as a pupil, as a student. When did that come? After he became Prince Regent or before?
Before he was regent, he was cast out by Litiana, a failed student. That's what the rumour mill said. And those who applied with a few drinks, who came from the library, the blind scribes, and they were shot from here, sent home, sent packing, back to Morden Sal with a tail between legs, and I think a rather relieved father.
If Litiana was the Queen of Kakanzax, what I'm about to utter could be considered treason.
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
If Litiana were to be considered Queen of Kakanzax, what I'm about to utter could be considered treason.
There are no queens here.
Tustin Fenric was under the influence of the Lich. Tustin Fenric. There was no Lich. It was him. He was under the possession of some kind of artifact. We were unable to decipher or figure out how he became in such possession of such a thing. But I also thought it was very convenient that he was sent off to the west. He used to be a pupil of Litiana's. His father fell ill. And then Litiana gets everything she ever wanted.
Yeah, so the timeline, just so I can confirm it out of character a second. Tustin came to Kakanzax, became a student, was then shunned as a student, returned to Mordensal.
Yeah.
Father fell ill. He became Prince Regent. Okay, cool. Just so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, Litiana is at the center of all of it.
You believe that maybe the young Tustin was influenced by Litiana?
She knew a great deal and didn't share any of it with us when we went out west, thinking we were fighting some Lich.
Is tight-lipped, that one?
The puzzle box.
Share secrets readily unless you ask the right questions. Her mind does not work like none of a human's. It is wired differently. Not even of a gnome's, not even... I know very few creatures whose minds work in such a way.
I do. All too well. Tyrants. People who do not care for the lives of those around them. Have their own agendas, their own goals, their own things that they want from their lives, and tread on every one and manipulate everything around them to get what they want. I have seen it. All too familiar with it.
You seem very familiar.
Interesting. This agenda to ascend. It just sounds like power. And nobody should have that amount of power. To usurp kings, turn princes into liches, for entire continents to be housed in a puzzle box.
I know very little details of a continent in a puzzle box. I knew
The
what
half expanse.
yes. The desert.
Flint Fox it. Heralded as savior of the broken and the damned from the war.
I've heard the
Half ex-
song.
What if I told you the half expanse wasn't the result of destruction of weapons from either side? But what if they were saved? What if
So you're
Blint?
quite mad. There's
if I
been a
told you I'd
desert
seen
for
it?
hundreds of years.
Yes. Blint took the half expanse. He took that part of Gregton and he put it in a box. He saved the people, the land, everything. And then Isambard had his little prison attached to it with his demons to put a so-called lich out of the way.
Sir Van Ardem, I am most glad that you feel most comfortable to share such delicate and inflammatory information with me. Do tell me, though, what you expect me to do with it.
I don't expect you to do anything with it. All I ask is that you remain vigilant. I do not trust people at their word. I know you don't. But some people over time, we forget. We let our walls down, especially those that we've known the longest.
How far have you been in the library, Ard?
Not fun. It's like a different world and plays by two different rules. Unless you know how it works, it's practically a prison.
Have you come across one of the obscuring domes?
No.
You shared with me, so I will share with you. There are a series of containers forged long ago that can hold high magical items. Wands, swords, books,
Masks?
I suppose it could hold a mask. They were hidden away from sight after their creation. That was the last adventure I went on. That is why Litiana owes me. Still.
We bought her collection.
Not the collection. The containers.
Why Why would they need such powerful containment? Stop people finding them? To shield them from location, or are they destructive, just being themselves?
Let's put it this way. The scribes never work on a whole book when they translate it, when they copy it. A paragraph, a sentence, and then the book is passed on. They're only given parts to read. The information inside them being too powerful, too deadly, too dark. To stop eyes falling upon them when they are in the library, the obscuring orbs surround them, black them out. Make the ink swirl, you cannot focus on anything that is contained within it.
Let me guess, Litiana's decision for all this to happen was to protect the world from such artifacts, to keep them hidden and keep them safe.
Right.
What about the shards? Does she have shards in there?
I'm sorry?
Crystals.
I know not what she keeps, or what has been brought to her since. The adventure over the rim was dangerous.
It was you.
What?
You're the one that went to the other side.
What do you mean?
We'd heard rumors that somebody had been and come back. I didn't think it would be you. I don't know why. It didn't even cross my mind.
We didn't go far. But far enough. Never
Did you
want to
get-
go back.
Did you get the demons for Isambard?
No.
Who did that?
Rumors are, confirmed rumors are, someone by the name of Malice Doka.
Malice.
Malice Doka.
What's it like?
There's parts of my life I've tried to forget. Many bad decisions and many things I never want to see again. If you could imagine any rendition or religious tale of a hell, it's as close as you can get without going there. First, it's black. Dark upon dark as you move away from the light. Ashen, torn wastes. And then you start seeing a new horizon. As you pick your way through these twisted rocks and torn landscape, things clinging to the tattered earth just to survive. You, fresh, delicate, tender meat, quite a prize for such predators. New horizon glows. Fire red.
Why did
When you
Litiana
start-
not go herself?
That's why she owes me. I saved her life.
All right then.
We went over. We returned. She will not share the location or the intricacies of finding our way. I have a certain set of skills. Correction, had a set of certain skills that I no longer exercise.
Did she ever share with you what she was trying to do? More specifically, how she was trying to do it?
Guess I never asked the right questions, Arden.
Were you ever concerned? Did you ever feel at any point that she's not one person to be trusted? You've known her longer than anyone I've spoken to.
There are times when our conversations seem cordial, almost familiar, where we were friends, if one can befriend such a creature. But trust is a peculiar thing, isn't it, Arden? You must let go of some of yourself to trust. Something inside you needs to give way. A barrier, a quandary within oneself. You must give it up. I can say that it never was given up with Lityana. My eyes remained open as they do today, and I have my ears to the ground still.
You know what scares me the most?
No, tell me.
How open she was about it all.
If you ask the right questions, I found, she will tell you.
Like she had no fear that however we reacted to what she was saying, that even if we were to try and stop her, the confidence of her own ability.
She's very sure of herself, that's for one thing.
Like we were insignificant. Pieces on a chessboard is what she called us. She sent Trustin out west. Trustin got too big for his boots,
Aston was sent home, not out west.
if you believe that. If I could find out if we could prove that the library had the mask, And it no longer has it. That would
So
confirm
your-
Lichiana sent him out west with the mask. And then she sent us to clean it up.
Your suspicion then is that Lichiana had this artifact, gave it to the plucky yet incompetent Tustin Fenric,
Knowing it would.
corrupt, and sent him out with.
Prince Regent out of the way. King still.
But the Lich existed far before.
It did.
Tustin was even a sparkle in his father's eye.
And yet when we got there, there was no Lich. And Tustin hasn't been around all that long. So somewhere along the line, that Lich was taken care of. Isambard thought all this time that his bloodline were keeping the land safe from something that was never there. Or maybe it was at one point, but was taken care of at one point. What if Lichiana took care of Alaviska? Took what was left of him, put it in a library. And then just used the fear.
That's
It's a stretch, I know. But none of it makes sense. And this is the only way I can make it make sense.
fascinating.
It lines up.
She has Frohast in her path. Apart from the awakened king now.
In which case he might be in danger.
How do we... What do you...
I don't know. Darvel is regaining his strength. Maybe I did inform him to go further north to see if monastery in Rigdon was still standing. However, I did ask him to check in on what was all along the way. Maybe that becomes the prerogative for now.
You'll have to travel via there. The bridge leads out from there. You know you've travelled it.
Yeah. Obviously, I wanted to speak to you quietly and alone without her being aware. We didn't exactly leave the conversation in the library lightly. I might have let it get the better of me. I don't want her thinking I'm going around trying to create a coup or something. Even, I don't know.
The secret is with me, Arden.
And now I owe you one. Another one.
Told you I have a way.
Yep.
Cool. Should we take a quick break there, everybody?
Yes.
Because that was super intense, but that was really lovely.
Found a little bit
I
more.
was gonna say, if you go back to my thing, it's gonna be something super silly after something very tense.
That's great, though. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
it. It's ups and downs. I love
ups
it.
and downs.
Just I'm just going to go out of this closet and just see like Rook doing his show, Ray like doing his silly thing on his corner, y'all are dancing very poorly.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you
And
think he
Ishara drinking.
set up the distraction?
Rayla
Yeah.
is the tech guy. He's on lights.
Yeah.
Who needs a bard? We can be a theatre company.
That's it. Yeah, you got Rook rolling out
Wait, I'm
20s.
pretty sure I could figure out a jukebox.
Yeah. Multi-classing it to Bard, and how you do it is you just put on records.
Nyala can mind control the critics to make sure the reviews are
I'm
good.
just saying. I'm just saying. As long as the songs are about 6 seconds each, I can just do that now.
Even if we have a terrible
I
show,
can record.
Has anybody
I
got
can
like
record-
time stop, but could like adjust it to be like time slow, so we can stretch out? We can record the songs really quick into the 6 seconds, right? Bear with me, and then Ray plays the thing, and then it seems like normal time because like no, okay, but no, I'm
well, you
more
can
than-
cast
record a
slow.
message that takes 6
I do
seconds.
have time stop.
And there's also the spell slow.
There's
so if
slow,
you
yeah.
play about with the wording
Yeah.
of that a little bit.
We got it. It's like It's like, what do you remember? There was a show, and at the end of it, you used to have to tape it on VHS. Luke, and you might remember this. You used to tape it on VHS, and you had to play it with the pause button and skip through because it had this thing called data bursts at the end of it, and it gave you all the crafts or something in the show. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to find it. All right, I'm gonna go and grab a coffee and I'm gonna find it.
Let's do it.
I'm
Right.
gonna be honest. I'm basically falling asleep here because I've not really slept, so I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to kind of carry on.
Sure. Shall we see? Well, we could end there
Yeah.
if everybody's cool. Like, where are we? So we've done a.
Rook can get taken away by his adoring fans.
Okay, yeah, and drunk under the table or whatever, and we can do a bit more.
And whatever
yeah.
happens next. We can go to Rayla and whatnot.
So, are we going to say goodbye to you now, George?
Yeah, sorry guys.
No, that's
Not
cool.
kicking my ass.
Lovely. All right, George.
That's
We'll
right.
see you. We'll see you next week.
I'll
come back to you guys in like 5-10 minutes. Just get coffee.
You're not here next week.
I'm here next week. I'm home next week.
Cool. Then I'll speak to the other two.
Yeah.
Gents,
And
we'll
see if we can get the Underdark back on.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. Coffee.
When they're coming off stage,
So the gig is a success with all the added lights and effects and Rook singing his heart out. We end up with a beautiful show. Not the show that was expected, as Rook had arranged someone else to perform. They did perform and performed rather well. However, their second set was
they were told to go away.
Rook outshone them basically with a beautiful tale and beautiful songs, and some rowdy ones and some that you weren't sure were probably legal to sing, but in the heat of the moment and the spirit of the night, it went very well. The band are tired, their hands are sore from beating upon drum and strumming lute. Georgiouis and Nyala have danced, waddled, fell, stumbled, spilt more drinks than is probably duly necessary. But everybody in the place is kind of clapped along and encouraged, and there's been like cheering and a little bit of mocking, and but in a friendly, jovial way. Everyone's spirits are high. The band leaves stage to a raucous applause and to many slurred promises of whisking them away to various beds around the town. But Ray, you are able to intercede before they are rushed away to whatever fate awaits them.
Ray, as they're going to pack up, he bends down and whispers something to Scraps, and Scraps walks up to the bard's name. I can't say it.
Georgiouis.
And Scraps sits down in front of Georgiouis, like right in front of where he's going to walk.
Hello.
And sits down, opens its mouth, and in the creakiest voice, out of Scraps' mouth, and goes, "It was all good fun." Turns towards the two backing vocals and then goes, "You could do better." And then gets up and walks away.
Everyone's a critic. Everyone's a fucking critic. He just
And then Scraps walks back over to the two backing vocals and goes, "You could do better," like a parrot, and then walks off again.
They look at each other. They kind of nod. It's like, "Come on, you two, then. Let's go." And then they kind of, as they leave, they're conspiratorially talking to each other like, and they're counting up the tips from their hat that's on the
Look,
floor.
go, give it a go alone.
You weren't playing. You don't get a share of these. Oh, come on. We know what you've already been paid. Your drink cost as much as a performance of your caliber. How dare you say such a thing? And they like kind of walk out arguing over their shoulder. Like,
as they walk off arguing between his shoulders, like a parrot, Ray just keeps repeating, "You can do better, you can do better, you can do better," as he just continues walking off.
and yeah, and you've
I can now make the robot speak.
You put in your 2 cents, and mocked the poor Barding even further, demeaning him into a sense of self-loathing and misery. Well done, everybody.
It's quite simple. Ray doesn't like it when you mock his friends, and also he was there at the bats. He didn't like the way he was all together.
He didn't like the amount of nakedness. He was like, oh, too much.
No, he's an ace dude who doesn't drink. That was weird.
Yeah.
He has to knock him one just to feel sane again.
There was too much foot rubbing going on.
Yeah, it was weird. I had to knock him one. It was just the way it is.
Okay, so
Anyway,
where would we like to go in the morning? Long rest, everybody, please.
I just wanted to have a quick word with Lichiana, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Lichiana puts her single glass down, which seems to be the one that she's drank all night, on the corner of the bar and begins to drift through the crowd. This kind of aura of people partying around her, and you catch her on last stumble kind of thing. The last note plays, and you kind of spin round, and you're at Lichiana.
Ah, teacher.
Ah, my student.
Hi
So
again.
good to see you having so much fun.
Honestly, with what we've been through for the past weeks and what I've discovered, quite literally this morning, I needed it.
Ah, some release. Good.
What about you?
Fascinating evening.
How so?
The story was told well, was it not?
It creeped me
Obviously
out a
not.
bit.
Sorry, say again. I was talking.
This way. Sorry. It creeped me out a bit.
So I still didn't hear.
It creeped me out a bit.
No, it tripped you out a bit. I see.
Creeped.
Yeah. Why so?
Some details we didn't explicitly told people, but they were said in the song, so it was weird in a way. Anyway, that's not why I'm here. Actually,
I
something
think that bard might be rather resourceful.
quite. You wouldn't have told him, haven't you?
I've never met the individual before. Only heard of his renown.
Well, there is a question, like, sorry again for all the questioning earlier, and
Is it a question to share in such a space as this? I do ask you that first. There are many questions I will not answer you outside the walls of the library.
it's fine. It's just something bugs me a bit, like, how long do you plan to stay in your flesh?
Will you miss me?
Yes.
Then I'll stay as long as you need me.
But you really wanted to go to the weave and be with Corellin.
I also made a promise to help you. And I'm not one for breaking promises.
Okay. But, I mean, how long are you going to stay alive? By normal mean, I mean, and not joining the weevil or anything. Like, just stay alive.
As long as it fits, as long as it suits. There will be a time when I shall ascend, and there shall be a time where I shall no longer need this corporeal form. It's just matter, Niara. She pinches you slightly. Sweaty matter, but just matter, my dear. It is not all. There's far more beyond this meat, bone, and sinew. I've read
I
deep.
know.
Sorry, go on, continue. She just says, I read deep of it. So.
Okay. I know there's more than that, and Arden isn't very... If you want my honest opinion, I think magic scares him. In a way.
It scares a lot of people who don't understand it, my dear.
I just want to show him. I just want him to feel what I feel. I just want him to not agree with me, but like try to understand.
What do you want him to understand? Your love of how it works?
It's not just how it works, Delilah. It's even in the pain, it's the comfort, it's the thing you can do. It's how much of such thread of life you can just twist and create. How beautiful it is. And it is in him, it is in everything and everyone. And yet he is so blind.
He's not blind. No, no. That one watches everything very carefully. A patient observer. He might not be one to be told, my dear. He might be one to be shown. I know one thing of the monks of Zimrica. They are fastidiously ritualistic in their practices of harnessing their ki, and they must practice it, or else, just like you, if you don't remember your words, you lose them. Right? Ask him to show you how it works. Ask him to show you how he weaves his key, how the weave moves through him. You'll see it. You have the eye. Then shape it alongside. A duet, like we saw today.
Yeah. There is a couple of words in Draconic that would describe him, though. Vidrir okras. Sleeping water.
Sleeping water.
I've peered through the mind of many people, and that is mainly how I get my knowledge, how I see through people.
Mhm.
They talk to me, they gesture, and they express themselves, and I see.
Have you spent the
What?
time to quietly listen to him?
From time to
None of your
time,
taught, with none of your input, and just listen.
not fully. I'm afraid. I'm a bit zealous when it comes to finding truth or finding information.
As one who seeks knowledge should be. But patience is a virtue. And then she starts walking away and opens the door and then says, trust is a funny thing. And the door closes.
It's not just trust. It's really not just trust.
And I think we end that day at that point. You sleep well. Arden wrestling with the many thoughts that today has conjured up, and quite wondering where this bard had obtained all this information, but safe in the knowledge that Rook has shunned them from the city of Kakanzak. We wake in the morning and we hear hammering and clanking and banging and crashing. As Ray, you've walked into the Amethyst Towers, you've proceeded up the stairs at the far end to the balcony that runs along either side, and you're making your way towards the booth, the section, the little workshop that belongs to you. And you come in to find Eluxeth. Eluxeth is bent double over some sort of contraption. It appears to be a piece of wood with a metal bar with holes drilled in it, and she's currently got a screw and she's using a hammer on it.
I walk up, I see what she is doing. I look down at Scraps. I look back up at her and I hand her a screwdriver. I literally just hold it out.
Scraps looks at her and looks back at you. Scraps kind of backs away a little bit from Eluxa.
I would like to say one thing. Scraps kind of does have a mind. I think he has an intelligence of 3, but he has a brain.
Yeah, I think he would understand a threat to mechanical nature, and Eluxith appears to be that right now. So, and an ally. So it's a kind of strange thing for Scraps. Scraps just like, I don't know. I mustn't bite it, but I mustn't get hit with the hammer.
I can't find it, but I don't trust it.
Yeah. I don't want her to try and repair me.
The best part is though, Scraps has a repair ability. He has some knowledge on how to put machines together himself.
Is
So
it
even he's
powerful
looking at her
enough
going,
to? Is it powerful enough to combat Eluxith's destructive capability? That's to play out later.
2d8, but even then, I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. And she goes, oh, thanks. Takes it and just tucks it behind her ear. Gung, 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 gung.
What are you trying to build?
The third thing.
Okay. I'd have to go back on Discord to remember that one.
A
Very
propeller
sorry.
device.
Do you need a hand?
I suppose.
I don't want to interfere.
No. I've not made very much progress.
Okay.
Oh no, so the third thing is a lenticular elevator tool. She picks up the piece of metal and the block of wood falls off. Oh, sausages. It keeps happening.
Well, you're trying to hammer in a screw. They screw. It's why they're called screws.
Well, duh, that's why I'm using the hammer.
Why?
To connect the two things together.
I hand her some nails.
Or hand her a screwdriver.
I already tried that. She put it behind her ear like a pencil. I'm not going to try that again.
What did you try and hand her, sorry?
A box of nails. I tried giving her a screwdriver. That didn't work. Now I'm handing her a box of.
Oh, these are nice. What are we
You
going to do with
hammer
those?
nails, you screw screws.
Mm-hmm. What? Did you want me to put these somewhere? I can put them on the shelf?
God help me.
Which god?
I don't know the gnome blacksmith one. I was taught that at some point.
Oh,
I think we need everything we got.
oh.
God's help me. We need all of them.
Yeah. I've never had much luck with gods.
Neither have I.
It's worth a go, though. Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can do some of the god things, but not most of them.
and she takes the screwdriver from behind her ear, puts it in the bucket of nails, and puts it on the shelf.
A little mechanical spider goes up the shelf, grabs the screwdriver and brings it back and puts it in my hand. And I put it in my toolbox.
Hmm.
Screws, hammer nails. It's a
Yeah.
bad idea to put them in random places. You'll never find them again.
Oh,
Oh, you sweet
Well,
summer
not.
child.
how do you know what I'll do?
Because if things don't have a place, you'll never find them again. Because they'll be in a place you won't remember. Because they have places. It's all labeled.
Oh, you know
Like
those.
there's the little cutouts where the tools go, and I'm guessing none of them are near where the cutouts are.
Well, no, it's not that.
Because I left.
It's that all the little pieces of paper have been pulled off the labels. She's like, "Oh, I thought they were rubbish. I've put them in the fire." I'm sorry. What are you building today? Can I help you on that? This isn't going well at all. She's just holding a metal bar with just holes drilled in it.
You know the scissor elevators that happen where they do that and then they go up?
Yes.
I roughly draw out one of them and I put it on the table.
What's that?
And it's got like a hand crank to make it go up.
What's that?
Elevate.
Elevator.
Makes
what's
things
it
go
do?
up. Makes you taller. Very useful.
Makes you taller. What makes you like get long legs?
Well, makes it so you can stand up higher. I'm 4'10". It was very difficult. I figured out how to make those early.
Oh, does it go inside the body?
No, you stand on it and then the floor gets higher.
Oh, that's very smart.
Yeah. My job. Anyway, I'm hoping to build a thing. We worked
So
some on it
I'm
yesterday.
always trying to help build a thing.
You are trying. I'll give you that.
I'm sorry.
What have I told you?
What?
We all have to learn somewhere.
What is? How did I make that? And you see nut going bzzz, and take off the tape. And now I can't make. And she's just got
There's
the
a
wooden
saying
one
about
there.
clock. There's a saying about clocks that I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure it's fitting.
Okay.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
But I didn't say it. I just said there's a saying about clocks.
Okay.
Would you like? I'm hoping to build something today and probably most of tomorrow. Would you like to help?
When you say help, those eyes twinkle again. And there's a moment of a pause. Yes, yeah. I'd love to help.
In Ray's head, he has a thought of, I need to remember not to say that. And then he seems to brush past it, but his eyes linger on Liches for a little while as he notices, and then brushes past it. And then pulls out the blueprint for the all-purpose tool with the adjustments that I've made to it.
Mm-hmm.
One of those. Because then this points of the entire workshop fits in that.
Mm.
Now we're jumping past elevators here to something
Oh.
a little more. But it'll
More
be
advanced
helpful.
than an elevator. That's going to literally
A little
make
more
you
advanced.
grow. She puts down, you said this can make you grow.
Well, does a lot of things, and then I turn towards Scraps, and I go Scraps, battle mode, and then Scraps becomes the size of a horse.
Oh, it's pretty.
I know.
I like it when it
Brilliant.
gets all spiky.
So,
Does his
though,
teeth
I would
his
never
teeth
call him.
have got longer?
Yeah, he gets bigger. It's brilliant.
I like that a lot. You could ride that.
No. It only lasts a little while, though. That's the only issue I have so far. I've only managed to get to last for about 10 minutes.
You could pop down the shops really quick on it, though.
Bro, I don't. He's very spiky, and sitting on him would be an issue.
I've got this. She holds up the hammer. Scraps backs away.
I immediately lose concentration on the enlarged spell after pure panic.
It turns into the tiniest mewling kitten.
Don't make me laugh. I'm making everything shake.
It's kind of my job.
Have you got any spells or anything that you can cast on Liches that might, help increase your intelligence a little bit temporarily?
No. A little,
Like
but none of them are
enhanceability.
prepared for that. I do have enhanceability, not today. I prepare spells.
Maybe have that prepared next time here in the
Yeah, you've got
workshop.
another half day. You've got another half day.
I think I do.
Yeah, but I also have Flash of Genius, which means I had a +4 anyway, so it's just a
And
thing unnatural.
guidance?
Guidance is a cantrip, which I do not have.
Oh,
That's kind of what the tool's for.
So you set to work building your tools over the day, and it looks.
I don't know if she's going to give me a minus or a plus.
You get +2 because she's attempting to help, so you get to have her proficiency bonus, but not an advantage.
Is there such thing
What
as a
do I roll?
deficiency bonus?
Don't.
Unefficiency bonus.
What
Don't.
do I roll
Inefficiency.
We do.
in an attempt to build?
Don't.
I think we just did an Arcana, didn't we, last time?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy for that.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question
I'm up for that.
as a
Okay.
rule clarification. Artificers at a certain level get expertise on any role that involves using tools.
Yes.
Would I have expertise?
You're using tools. Yes.
Cool. So I would give myself expertise for just this one role.
Just add the proficiency bonus again.
Yeah,
I know, but it's like an extra button I press that just makes expertise for the next role.
you put it on.
Okay. Right.
I haven't used so many of the functions on D&D Beyond because I haven't
And
been
there's just so many.
a player for such a at a higher level. No, I normally play level 3 or about level 6. I never get any further. I think the only really high one was George's game.
I'm still trying to figure out all
26.
the options on Baldur's Gate. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
It's a lot.
You know what I found one of the most frustrating things on Baldur's Gate? When you select something you want to do and then don't want to do it. Right? It took me ages to realize you put your mouse on the gameplay area and right click. That gets rid of that. You can't right click on the item. You can't
it's a little bit simpler in PlayStation. If you select to do something and then it gives you the zone or the targeting thing, you just press circle and it just stops it. So it's a little bit more.
It doesn't do that unless your mouse is
streamlined.
over the gameplay area. If your mouse isn't over the gameplay area on PC,
Doesn't work.
it doesn't. Your right click doesn't work. Double clicking it, you can select other items, but it just jumps between those items, kind of thing. Anyway,
Sorry, the 26.
26 with all the pluses.
It happens. Your day goes off without a hitch.
I rolled a 9 and I ended up with a 26.
Other
Building things is entirely what I do.
Other than Elixir being you get her go and make tea. She seems to be able to do. It's peculiar. Everything she
I buy a kettle and I put it on the forge. I buy a kettle and I light the forge and I use the forge to cook the kettle, to boil the water on the kettle.
Mm-hmm. Everything apart from building stuff, which is what she should be able to do, she can do. You watch her definitely make a cup of tea. You watch her definitely everything else she does. It's perfect and normal.
As soon as she touched the tool, it's a mess.
Micromanaging at its finest.
I want to try a thing. Now, I haven't quite figured out how to roleplay this one, because the idea of having spells for an artificer means you kind of already have to have a thing to say. But I would like to attempt to cast Lesser Restoration on Niluk, just in case.
Okay.
Just in case she's cursed.
We've had an entire conversation about this. She's genuinely maybe cursed. Or she needs therapy. It's one or the two.
I'm just going to read the word in.
It probably isn't going to work, but he's trying his best.
That's
Can you
all
roll
we
me
ask him.
Can you make me an Arcana roll as you do so? Just a straight up Arcana, please.
17.
17. You cast your spell, and you don't feel that drawing of a poison from a wound like you felt when you've is what you expect. You expect like drawing something out of someone, or taking an ailment away with lesser restoration. But you almost feel, as you do so, that there is some sort of canker or malady that this spell does not affect. As you draw it out, you can kind of feel your magic go in, search for the thing, and as you kind of draw those tendrils back out,
I do the put the goggles on, take a good look thing.
Yeah, and as you kind of draw it back out, and you kind of almost 3D imaging those weaves of magic come back out, you feel it brush against something inside Liches.
It looks there.
Yeah. 1 sugar or 2? Or 5?
1.
Okay, 1.
1.
1. I've put 2.
Yeah.
But never mind. I'll take
worry
that'll
about
be
it.
mine. I'll do you another one. Here, 1, and give you 1. I was overzealous.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
I was doing so well. I'm sorry.
I flicker on the forehead, which is very difficult because I pretty much have to jump.
What was that for?
Stop it.
I'm sorry.
You're looking down on yourself.
I keep saying I'm sorry, don't I, too? I'll stop it.
Yes.
I'll try.
And if you say sorry about being sorry, I swear to God. All of them.
We've had that discussion before.
You called yourself a fool. And as I've said before, we're all fools to begin
Just feel sometimes more foolish than others. How could I have forgotten all this?
with. No, literally straight up, just the second she says it. Right on her forehead.
Okay. I'll try and stop.
Stop it.
It's frustrating, though.
I have one thing to say. Don't talk down about yourself. Talk up about yourself.
I'm a great tea
You'll
maker.
do it. There you go. You'll have faith. I would also like to introduce you to a friend of mine. But that's
Oh, yeah.
a later thing.
Okay. I'm all up for making friends. I'm good at making friends. There you go. Talking myself up.
Hey! What? You're a tremendous person.
Oh, do you think so?
Yes.
We've only known each other a couple of
And
days. How can you make that judgment? Is it those gods helping you? Only joking.
With or without my goggles, I see many things. I see your good.
No. Shucks, you're going to make me blush.
Isn't she a tiefling?
She is a tiefling. She's purple.
I would like to. I am now currently wondering how tieflings blush. Like, do they just get redder, or is she
She
a
goes a
different colour?
she's purple tiefling, so she goes a deeper maroon. She's kind of like almost like a. I don't know. I've got something the right colour actually, right beside me conveniently. She's kind of this kind of colour, and then she goes more like this colour. Kind of so yeah, she goes like a deeper shade, like her cheeks flush.
The entire time, Ray is thinking,
That-
I'm in my mid-20s, how is she so bad at this? Then again, I'm not entirely sure how other races age, so she could be younger.
You could make a nature roll if you want to. So your understanding.
11.
You come across tieflings, they kind of seem similar to human beings as you've seen them.
Yeah.
From what little you
Age
know.
like dog.
They age really quickly compared to elves.
Yeah, like dogs.
Hmm.
Humans live about 100, dogs live about 10, elves live about 1,000, humans live about 100, like dogs.
Yeah.
They live about as tenth as long.
Yeah.
As he has that thought, he has a little bit of an existential crisis because it dawns on him how much time she really has to get used to this,
Mm-hmm.
and he panics a little.
Her eyes look hopefully at you. Who's this new friend then?
Ijara. She's better at the god.
Is it going that badly that we need to get a priest?
Not badly.
Oh.
It just seems like you need to meet more people.
Yeah. It's been a while. Since being under the water.
And the best way to get through anxiety is to meet people your friends already know.
Oh.
I should know.
I'm not sure
I
I'm
used to be
really
terribly anxious.
anxious about meeting people. It's just like since Drosk, just felt strange and like a little removed. Like I don't know. Normally I could lose myself in my work, and now I just lose myself in frustration, and I don't want to work.
Now, is it okay if we skip the rest of the workday? Because otherwise we'd just be talking about shop things. And I'm not entirely sure if I could actually talk about D&D mechanics works.
You want to stop the mechanics? Sorry, say again, right, Jack.
The rest of the conversation is pretty much him and Iluxeth building, doing the first day of building.
Of
the
building. Yeah,
next
sure,
thing.
sure. We can do that.
But I don't think I could have that entire conversation from person to person because I don't know enough about D&D to be able to do that.
It could be montage.
It's fine.
No, that's fine.
Can we just montage the first day of building?
Yeah, you construct most of the machine.
Montage.
Oh no, you've done one day. This is your second day. You've got half a day to do. So it comes to the evening time, and you're packing up your tools. You've got most of the construction built here.
As I leave,
yeah,
I cast snare and alarm at the door, and I leave one of my little contraptions behind.
Okay. And you've rearranged
In
all
case
your tools
anyone met.
perfectly on the shelf. Everything looks beautiful. The labels are rewritten.
As she leaves, he goes into his bag and pulls out one of his little contraptions, and it unfolds into a spider that crawls up and sits above the door.
Yeah,
and leaves like a line of silver thread where the door is.
perfect.
Iluxeth she is not a trigger for the snare, but she definitely is a trigger for the alarm spell.
Okay.
Because I get to pick what tricks, what sets it off.
Yeah, sure. No trouble.
No worries. It's a ritual spell, so I don't have to use spell slots or nothing. I would just like to say I rigged the crap out of that place because I've nearly finished, and I would hate for somebody to mess.
Yeah, sure. So you begin to leave, and Iluxeth is kind of walking with you or alongside you, walking down. Everyone's kind of packing up. You're one of the last ones to leave the place, and you actually see Gratathnas kind of waiting by the main door that leads outside. Working late, were we, Master A?
Nearly finished one of my first things.
Fantastic. You'll have to show me. I'd be most fascinated to see what...
What?
Oh. Hello. Hi, Gretch.
I took her under my wing.
Oh, well, she needed to go somewhere, definitely.
Hey,
He raises his eyebrow at you.
I like her.
Oh, she's most charming, I'm sure, but really, claiming you're an artificer.
think I think she's better than she knows.
I think you might have loosened one of your own screws while working today, Ray, but I'm joking. I'm sorry. That was a big help.
Ray bends down so that we're basically at eye level, which isn't actually that hard because Ray isn't very tall himself. And goes, and all of a sudden, like the smiley face drops, which is nearly always there, and goes, I've never once claimed to be sane. Straightens back up again and starts to walk away.
And as you do, Gritathna says to himself, I like that chap. As you step outside the door,
Just bends down, looks at him, and goes, I never once claimed to be sane. And then stands up and starts walking away.
You walk out the door, and Gritathnas closes the door, picks up a glass of wine that he's had like rested on the side nearby, and then another day's work. And then you are walking.
I would like to introduce Iluxeth to Ajara, because I know she's a god person and she probably is better at fixing curses than I am.
Yeah.
Whether Ajara can identify that it's
Don't worry, Nyala is nearby. She's going to help.
I can also cast Identify in that, so.
Also, what the fuck are we doing during that day?
Oh yeah, what are you guys doing? What were you up to? Tell me what Luke and Arden and Yala were doing. I know what
he's going to be missing for a little while.
Just to clarify the timeline, the dream is after the party, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So in between, somewhere in there, the dream has happened after the party. Yes.
So, are you up to date on the dream, Pete? Have you read the dream?
Where did I get to on the dream?
We have to finish that.
Okay, I read.
There's not much left to finish, really.
There is a couple of things that I want to do.
I read.
Okay, well, we'll do that in downtime. But
I read to where you fell off something.
That's pretty much it, yeah. So far.
Yeah, I read to where you fell. Oh yeah, okay, so it's not over. So yeah, you kind of seeing a training scene with Oren, and yeah, that's it. And Arden, being the neophyte at this point, the young Padawan, learning from the old master.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. So first thing in the morning, Nyala's actually going to wait on Arden to wake up. Not just waiting by her door for him to pass.
I just have this literal, like Arden just opens the door a bit groggy, and Yala's just there, and he's just like,
no, not in his face, not in his face, just like waiting by the wall.
All I'm thinking now is literally Arden opens the door and she's there, and he's like, "Whoa, okay."
Ears like massive, beaming face, green eyes. He's just got green eyes, right?
Hold on.
Blue or green? They're blue or green.
She switched between blue and green because of magic. So each time she used magic, they switch colors.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me tell you if they're green or blue.
I had green in my head for some reason.
They are blue today.
It's odd blue and green even.
Good morning.
Hi.
So,
Do you remember everything? You okay?
Yeah, that was a lot more vivid than I was expecting it to be.
Tends to be like that. I'm used to it.
Like dreams, yeah, no, that I wouldn't.
You still remember all the sensations, all the smell, all the taste, all the feelings on your skin.
It's more real than a memory. It's like going back in time.
Yeah.
And reliving it. It's weird seeing it from a different perspective. I'm not sure how that works, but it's like your brain knows.
The way I'm going to explain it to you is how it's a mix between how you felt the scene and how you view it yourself from an outside view.
I think there's a little bit more to it than that, but I'm not going to get philosophical right now.
That and my magic working on your mind.
It's too early in the morning.
Right. Just one thing, Arden. And she goes to him and just kiss him on the cheek. Thank you for showing me.
It's all right. It's things I haven't seen in a while. Anyway, is that enough? Would you be able to contact him with that?
Yeah,
Is
I have
that
a pretty
familiar
much a
enough?
good idea of him.
I'm thinking if we've got Treese, we've got Gretch.
You talked to Trace about this?
I have. And she just adds more context, more pieces of the puzzle, and it all fits.
Arden, slow down. You're going to tire yourself out.
We don't have time.
Maybe we don't have time, but you're not alone in this. And you're acting like you don't trust me. And
I do trust
acting.
you. Look, I'm trying to grow our list of allies, and it's become quite clear that Lydiana cannot be trusted as well.
Maybe, but the way you're doing it is much more darker than in person you really are. It makes me think that you're going back to old ways that you would have preferred to forgotten.
They were never my ways.
Sorry?
They were never my ways.
Maybe.
Okay.
But at one point you learned them. And as much as you don't want to hear it, you have buried that past and buried so much so that you are in denial.
And I'm
for
going to
certain
bury it
things.
more with some tea.
Right.
Right, so, Dava, Treese,
Yes.
Gretch.
Yes.
Now I need to see if we can reach Orin.
Who?
Orin. If you can
Orin,
message him,
like
if you
the
can
yell from the boom.
send to him and contact him and find out if he's alright.
I can do that. Unless he's not on a plane, like I told you. There is a 10% chance it doesn't come true.
We can try. For all I'd known, I thought he was dead. I thought he was there, but apparently he wasn't. Apparently he's in Canoes. Or was. I don't know. If he went to Canoes, it could be really bad.
Slow down. Slow down. Tea.
Okay, tea.
Tea.
Also, there's something else I need to tell him about Lydiana, but we'll get there. Right.
Okay. Just tea. Okay?
Tea. We go downstairs, go to the bar.
Yeah.
Ed!
Sweetie!
Morning, hold on. And he comes out and he backs through the door one-handed, balancing something, and he kind of spins around and goes, ta-da! And puts on the most beautiful cake onto the bar. What do you think?
Did you do that yourself?
Up all morning.
Oh,
You
that's
not snoozing?
incredible.
Ijara's still snoozing. He gestures to the corner of the bar where you sat with Ijara. Ijara is just
tea and cake it is for breakfast. Wonderful.
It's fine.
Do your slice. Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Kettle's on. I've got some water hot already. Tea.
Tea.
Here you go. And he just reaches into like a little leather sheath beside him, hands you a knife, Arden, like hilt first. Start cutting, and I'll go and get the tea on.
Start slicing up some cake. I look around the rest of the tavern. Is there anybody in yet? Have the doors opened, or is it just us?
You weren't drinking, were you? Because you don't drink.
No.
Nyala, you weren't drinking. So I'm gonna say you're up pretty early. Like it's crack of dawn. There's very few people. There's no one in the bar apart from Ijara and
Okay.
Ed that you can see.
So, turns
You're
out.
not sure if Ed's even done the latch.
So, turns out. Luciana's library. It's not just books. I had a hunch that was the case. She was very indirect when I asked her. She stores all sorts of artifacts, magical items, things that Treese herself bought back from the dark side of Earth.
Sorry, just a correction. Treese bought no artifacts back. She
Oh.
bought the containers back.
Oh, the containers. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I'll hash that. Retcon. Yeah, to hold these things.
Okay. Yeah, figured. I'm not surprised.
Yes, but also the story is that Latiana sent Tustin back north to Mordensaw. What if she didn't send him to Mordensaw? What if she sent him with Mask west? There was no
We don't
Lich.
know that.
Yes, but where is the Lich? If the whole point of this prison, the demons and everything was to keep a Lich at bay, and there we got there and there was no Lich, just Tustin wearing a mask. Tustin hasn't been around that long. Somebody took care of the Lich and then made sure Tustin was over there with the mask.
They're going full psycho again. Look, Arden, we don't have enough evidence for now.
I don't know why you keep defending her.
I'm not defending her. I'm being patient.
Okay, well, what if I can get you evidence?
The best person that can get the evidence is me at the moment, since I'm the
Exactly.
closest to her.
Well, hear me out. I thought about this morning. I have access to the library.
Yes.
If we find proof that the mask was kept in the library, we know the mask is not there. But if the mask was there, that would prove that Litiana had the mask and Tustin went west with it. And by all accounts, it sounds like Tustin wasn't a bright or smart cookie. He would not have been able to break in and take the mask. You, however, have access to the deepest part of the library.
So I'm your spy in this
No,
whole scenario.
I'm not a spy. I'm saying that you're the way in through the front door. The rest of us find some excuse and we have, for no better word, a heist on our hands.
Oh, hell no. You're not icing the library. We're doing this by the book.
Yes, but we are not doing this by the book. If we do it by the book, Litiana will know everything that we're doing and evidence will be gone before we even get there.
If we do this by the book, Alden, it's by my book.
I'm not after anything. I'm not after any magical items. I'm not after dark knowledge. Do you know what those scribes do? She has them reading paragraphs or sentences separately so they don't know exactly what they're reading. I understand there's some deep and dark fucking horrible magics out there that people don't want to know, and I understand the precautions of it. But she is keeping shit in there that no one knows.
No one knows because
We can
no one
prove that
has.
she had the mask. If we can prove that it was there, then we know Litiana sent Tustin out there to his death.
And then
foolhardy
what?
as he was.
And then
And we-
what?
And we know that she was holding the whole city in fear. We have our suspicions confirmed. No, I'm not saying we out her. No, I'm not saying we go to war with Litiana. I still don't know her full agenda. But what we do
We
know,
would lose
I'm not
a
saying that.
lot.
I'm saying we just get evidence. We get proof.
Look,
It's something we
I
can
can
hold on
get
to.
the evidence. I can get the evidence, part and everything. But you are being paranoid.
What? We can't.
Calm down, please, Arden. I beg you, calm down because you are starting to scare me.
We have 2 months until the next rotation.
Yes, I know.
What do you think she's going to do?
Not going to the weave. Look, I asked her when you were away and the party was dying down. I asked her how long she was going to keep a flesh wound. And she told me that she's not going to go to the weave before she's done with her promise. And as far as I'm aware, as far as story has told us, she always had fulfilled her promises.
Does it not bug you? Somebody that wants to be one with the weave, what need does she have for students and pupils?
You're speaking to a mage. Arden, give me your hand. Give me
Yana,
your hand.
if I'm right, the king was in danger.
Give me your hand.
So could you repeat that? If you're right,
If I'm right, the king could be in danger.
the king could be in danger. Yeah, that's what I said.
Right, my hand.
Now, it's going to feel weird, but I'm going to show you what I feel daily with magic, minus the pain. Now she says that, she just let her magic course right through Arden, like up until the arm, and just feel like connect him to her magic, basically, to the weave, fully and
It's
completely.
like when it feels as though when you begin moving through those beginning exercises, and you kind of do that almost like I imagine it like almost like a Tai Chi.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just like, I feel like Nyala's expecting Arden to have like this kind of magical epiphany.
No,
But it's just kind of like, yeah, it's very familiar to what he goes through. He just accesses it and practices it in a different way.
Different way.
Yeah.
It's a different channel. It's like a different filter for it. I think that's maybe the way to see it, isn't it? Like like yours comes from the rote learning, yours is through embracing your body moving like almost with the weave. But what
Yeah.
does he feel from you that's different? What's the thing you're trying to show him in your magic?
The way that I'm showing him, like, it's at the beginning, it's just like that filter, like, yeah, it's magic, it feels different and everything, but the more he feels it, the more it feels Nala feeling like when she's bathing in magic, like it's comfort, it's warm, it's like opening a whole new door to a new world, and always grabbing, like you go to grab something and you only have one part of the answer, you just look up and you grab again and you see another part of the answers. It's like always grabbing those little things here and there.
It's like
And
a fractal.
yeah.
When you look at it and then you grab the next bit, and then that piece has another unlocking mechanism inside it, and then another and another and another, and the keys to infinity lie within this magic.
Like it's infinity. And in some kind of way, somehow, very somehow, it's like he can almost feel like the magic that is around. Like in every bin or every plant or every small animal. Particle of magic floating all around.
And I think what happens is, from my understanding, is Arden feels this, but in a very through that different filter. So you're feeling it from this kind of more analytical side, I think, but also from a very full body experience. But how does Arden feel magic normally, and what's the difference to you here? How does
Arden,
your magic? Sorry, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. I mean, it come like the magic that Mind's Gasma is. It's just accessing, because it is in everything. It is basically in the very fabric of life and reality in the world. And it's just having the insight and emotional balance to access the magic that is within yourself, specifically with the way of the open hand, and then extending that from yourself into the world around. And it is very much like a flow of energy. It is a flow of life force. And it is very much more of an organic process than it is this academia, this analytical, this studious fractal prism where you see each element and you can twist and you can play and you can manipulate. It's very much there's less manipulation of the magic and the weave and the arcana, and more of just changing the flow.
Yeah.
That and to Nyala, in some kind of way, in a mix of feeling, it feels like home. She's not only studying, she's just playing with magic at the same time. It's a comfort overall.
Yeah. I think Arden, I don't know, what I get is that Arden probably feels there's a calm when you practice, even in the heat of the most violent fights that you've had. When you let that ki and chi flow through you, that is almost like a meditation. You're moving through the blows. You're moving,
practically just meditating
Yeah.
in the most ridiculous scenarios. Yeah.
You're like a glacial, cool calm inside.
Like water.
Yeah, and then this like sheer movement and flurries of blows come flying from this form in the most not calculated, really said organic. That's the way.
Mhm.
Like it's just flowing like
It's
water.
just changing the flow of a river.
Like the wind, like the leaf in a wind, or
Mhm.
I love it. So, do you send? Now I'm curious. As Niala puts that to you,
Yeah, I was
Do
about
you-
to say this. I was thinking this.
go on. You're with me. Go on.
So, yeah. Have an ability called wholeness of body, and I'm not choosing it for the mechanical effect. I'm just choosing it because it's like I think like just in the name wholeness of body, like kind of gives the idea of what it's like to experience it. So the breathing slows, the the mind just goes quiet. All thoughts of conspiracy and drama and world-ending plots just dissipate, and it almost just becomes like hearing the vibrations in the air, and there's almost like a warmth, and it's like there's warmth and cold and like interchangeable, and you kind of feel it through your whole body, almost like when you get a shudder down your spine, but then there's like a warm flush afterwards, and suddenly you just feel like you can sense every part of your physical being, like when you start to feel like the pulsing in your ears and in your thumb and in your fingertips, and you just suddenly become super and hypersensitively aware of every part of you. And he kind of flows that through into Nyala.
I like this idea of
We're basically exchanging.
Yeah.
your experiences of magic. There's one idea that I really like in terms of meditation stuff that might kind of go with that wholeness of body thing, is that we being aware of everything in yourself, now it is just as necessary to have everything outside of your skin around you to experience what you're experiencing right now and to be this thing as it is to have all the things that are inside your skin.
There's no point of like the inner if you don't have the outer.
Yeah, well,
It's two sides of the same coin.
It can't exist. It doesn't
Mhm.
exist. It won't function. It doesn't happen.
It's like symbiosis, yeah.
Yeah. We are symbiotic entities to everything.
The world around us, yeah.
The entire galaxy. It doesn't just stop with the world.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Everything into infinity, into the deepest, darkest parts of space.
I just like the idea that while they're doing this, like basically kind of mixing between each other, becoming one.
Do you know? You know what it's making me think of? Have you seen? Was it Dark Crystal?
I haven't seen Dark Crystal, no. I want to, but I haven't.
Oh, the Dark Crystal. There's a bit where they do a thing called dream fasting, and they share each other's histories by touching hands.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. But I like the idea that what they're doing, that basically becoming one in a sense, time passes way faster around them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And when you snap out of it, you take your hands away. And standing there with two. Tea's cold. Make another. Yeah, right.
That's how you feel?
Yeah.
Can I interject a little?
Yeah.
This doesn't exactly help the whole thing of them two maybe being married. The fact that they've just spent the last 10 minutes staring into each other's eyes.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help, but it is.
I think at this point
You
everyone
just spent the
thinks
last
they're
10 minutes just
secretly
staring into
married.
each other's eyes. I'm just saying. Had to say it.
Ed's tea has gone cold. You have shared this magical bond. Maybe a little bit more aware of how it... Can you make me Arden, make me an Arcana check.
An Arcana check?
Yeah, just a straight up Arcana.
10. Slap bang in the middle.
You experienced what you experienced within this, with what Nyala told you.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you notice is that Ijara is missing. There's a space, a small knot of reddish hair, and maybe a small pool of drool upon the table where Ijara had slept.
Mm-hmm.
She said she had to go. I didn't know what was happening, and she just stood up, looked at you guys, said, "Get a room," and left.
Okay.
Look, oh my God. I don't believe. I don't actually don't believe I'm going to say this. Like, sorry, each and every time they do this. Like, I know it's embarrassing for you to even be with a freak like me. It's oh my God.
What is what?
Mum, you're not a freak.
That's Ray's opinion.
Well, I
Um,
am kinda. It must be embarrassing, and like the first time too, when that random guy just went and everything.
did she say where she was going?
No, she only had one eye open.
What do you mean, one eye open?
Sleepy.
When she got up, her hair was glued to this side of her face, so she couldn't really open that eye, and she stumbled out after saying, "Get a room." I think she might have a hangover.
Yeah, she's most likely going to get something to eat, or bath, or drink.
I mean, she has drinking something to eat here, so
Yeah,
I'll
but I
bet the
think the whole
bath.
idea is that she was trying to leave.
Either way.
Maybe.
She's a big girl.
Sorry again.
She can take care of herself. She'll be all right.
Yeah. Back to what we were discussing.
Okay.
You felt
Drink
what
your
I'm
tea before
feeling.
you start. Before you start, drink your bloody tea, please.
Right.
Yes. Thank you, Ed.
Let me pass you the other cup.
Right.
Right, I'll leave you to it. Don't want to know. Got bread baking.
I swear. Right. You felt what I feel when I'm magic. It feels like home. It feels warm. It feels reassuring when I'm using magic. And I'm not talking about when I'm in pain because that's each and every day and I can't really do anything about it at the moment. It's just when I'm with magic, I have this impression of being whole. That's why I can't really blame Lichana for wanting to be with magic. Because I feel like I'm missing something myself. And if she can feel it in the weave, be one with the weave, because she feels that's what's missing, I can't blame her.
The thing is, Nyala, you don't know why. We don't know her motivations. We don't know her methods. And it is a grand and ambitious feat that a lot of people would use for nothing but power.
Maybe.
And so far from what I am learning, it doesn't look good. Maybe it is a case of the right things for the wrong reasons. I don't know. That is why I'm asking. Let's try and find some evidence. Back up our claims, my thoughts, my theories. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she has more answers to give. Maybe I'm being rash. Maybe I'm running into this too much. But time is not a necessity we have right now.
We never have time. We have 2 months.
And if we need to
What's
travel, if we need to go
allowed?
somewhere, that is not long.
Sorry.
Right.
There is
Then
a
again, sorry.
there was a loud banging at the door. Oh, just trying to get the. I'll get it, shall I?
I'll get it, Ed. Thank you. I go over to the
Thank
door.
you, Arden. I'm up to my elbows in suet.
Don't.
There isn't.
Don't.
Ed,
Yeah,
is there suet in this cake?
no, it's for the pie crust.
Okay, just checking. I'll go to the door.
Right, you are off. Are you still okay with eggs?
Morning, delivery. Here's the milk. Here's some cheese. Here's some. Oh, and this from the front, Kate. They told me to bring it down.
Thank you.
The thing that it gives you is an envelope. And
there anything
on
on
the
it?
envelope, it is probably the finest paper you've ever seen, Arden.
This is fancy.
It has a seal on the back. And on the front, it has scrawled in big capital letters, Heroes.
You'll just come to pick up the milk because you have your handfuls like that. Or is it?
We've got mail.
Oh, shit.
The seal, Arden, you make out is the letters VT on the seal.
BT.
VT.
BT.
History check?
VT.
You history check. You can no, Arden can make one. Nyala can't make one. Oh
Okay.
no, Nyala
E-
cannot make one. Ray
T.
can make one because I'm going to say you maybe. No, no. Ray does. Ray.
I'm
Ray's
not there.
in this. Ray's not in this.
I don't have anything in my list of names that I've written down. VT. No.
If you roll
No,
high,
VT. Am I rolling on this? Sorry.
yes, you can. Only you can really make this roll
History.
because you're there, and you've
Yeah.
been near physically.
It's not a Sledney, that's for sure. What does it do?
9.
No, afraid not.
I
Just
think
a
on the
zero
Nords.
side. Sorry.
She's asking Random if he thinks that's from the Nords.
I pop open the seal.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh god.
If this letter should find you, Vinnet, then I am past. One of the minions I have under my command will deliver this to you as its final duty. I travelled to the Shadowfell, pulling myself through that rotten grave into a world like ours, but only death grew and shadows walked. My readings and study led me here. I walked for days, slipping between great tombs and hiding from the beasts of bone and crumbling stone that limped and lurched through the fog and mire. However, go then, go. There are living or close to living souls that abide there. They make their homes among the tombs, and it so happened I found some that would let me stay. A foul-smelling family of gully dwarves. My bearing impressed them. Their feeble minds and lack of logic made me become some sort of leader, fighter, commander. I had been versed in the ways of war by my father. They armoured me and gave me weaponry they'd stolen and found among the tombs. So dressed in dead men's clothes and rotten weapons, rusted pole arms and swords, I defended our tomb from the tribes of gully dwarves, my skill at arms far superior, and my height and reach extending even the biggest of their kind. Each defeat of the enemy's champion and our lands and clan grew. Much glee of our chief Guldug Merwalt, for whom I am ever indebted for his sanctuary. Time passed, year upon years, and I told them of my search for a portal to the realm of dreams, to find my father. They told me of the most powerful magic they knew. They told me of Alaviska, a slumbering lich, whose palace of ruin held many treasures. Riches beyond compare, weapons of magical power, tombs of dead knowledge, and Alaviska's tomb. The place was crumbling and full of deadly traps and curses. I lost many a friend that day, including Guldug, who gave his life so that I might find my father once more. The treasure chamber was impossible. The hoard like that of a fabled dragon, but this was old, rotten to the core. Each coin and gaudy bauble smelt of death. In the centre of lay the tomb of Alaviska, and the greatest of treasures. Found a pedestal holding port keys. They shimmered suspended in a ray of light that glimmered like oil on water. As I reached for them above the tomb, I heard a voice call for me. Upon that high dais lay a coffin, engraved with words I could not read, and if I lay my eyes upon them long enough, I felt my body begin to reject its very life essence. The voice beckoned to me, though, and I couldn't resist the chance to look upon something that held such magical power. I stared into the open tomb, and inside lay the drawn, withered face of a decayed body dressed in the most beautiful of purple gowns, with golden thread woven throughout, in such a manner it was entrancing. And I lost my breath for a second in the air of the musty tomb. The voice said to me, whispered in my mind, "Take the mask." At first I had no idea what it spoke, but I was able to reach to the face, and it came away, and just beneath it was a grinning skull, laying bleached beneath. Upon wearing the mask, I felt a new knowledge fall into me. Spells worked with the most delicate care. I could know far more and understand and absorb knowledge at an exponential rate. I know not how many years I laboured in that place, wearing the dead thing's face. I seemed to forget about the port keys or what their point was. In a moment of clarity, I wrote this letter down. I just needed to fill this mind with everything I could. When my studies were complete and the lore and text burnt into my aching brain, I began to remember my father. But not how I remembered him. Or I thought I remembered him. Was there something about a dream? No. It was a father who was never proud of his son, obsessed with magic and mysteries of the ether. A father who could not even begin, a father who looked at me as I could not, in disappointment, as I could not begin to rule as he did. An embarrassment, a half-blood child with too much of his mother in him. I knew not what they said about me or what he thought. He blamed me for mother's leaving. He blames me for what happens. I would show him what it meant to be a ruler. And so it began. I began to muster the forces of the dead and the gully dwarves, and I opened a portal. It seemed, and my time of reckoning for my father was due. But when I returned to the material realm, I was not when I had left. My father had not been born, and I had not existed. The mines at Vermilion had just been struck. Their seams of platinum began to be purged. I decided I would take this place for my own and rule. Frohast first, then all of Earl, starting right here in the Remain Peaks. I began by invading Vermilion, opening portals here and there, travelling through the Fey realm. I began to decimate forces. That was until Isambard gained the cube. I was to honour the living and leave a fair passage. So I built and planned and plotted. I made allies in high places. And those allies gave me access to the Norn hatchery. So, with 2 white dragon young and a white dragon born, I was ready. If this should reach you, and if my father should ever awaken, tell him I wanted to make him proud. Yours, Tustin Fenric. This is in a legible, beautiful script.
So,
But beneath,
sorry, I'm just trying to get the head cannon right.
hold
The
on,
mask
wait.
corrupted him.
Yes, but yeah, I knew that.
wait, the letter's not finished.
Yeah.
Below the signature, scrawled in anger, you can tell. This is the last thing I received from him. Your lives are forfeit. Your deaths shall be slow. VT.
Oh,
Okay, so hold on.
Mhm.
Hold on. Thought Tustin came long after Isambard.
He did.
So how does
I'll read you the bit of the letter again.
he?
That's
So
fine.
I'm trying to get the timeline right. It doesn't.
so he
No,
went
it doesn't.
to the Shadowfell.
Timeline doesn't work for that to be Tustin.
No, that's the thing. He went to the Shadowfell, and when
Yeah.
he came back out of the Shadowfell, it
Yeah.
came back in time.
Exactly.
That's the prince, but he lived thousands of years in the Shadowfell, more like hundreds, in the Shadowfell, and then in the plane, getting slowly corrupted by the mask.
Indeed.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that how.
When he returned from the Shadowfell,
Yeah.
time had jumped backwards.
He went back in time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tustin went to the Shadowfell,
Got
got the
corrupted.
mask.
Got the mask. Spent time
When
with
he
the
came back to the material plane, he'd actually gone back in time,
hmm
did the whole Lich stuff,
hmm Was the Lich.
was
or
the
first
Lich, and Isambard treated him like he was the Lich.
Yes.
So that's how that works out. Ah, fuck. Okay, and now the king wants us dead because we killed his son.
No. That's
No?
not- you know that the king's name,
Mm-hmm.
Fenric.
And who's it signed from?
VT.
VT.
You have the first name at the beginning of the letter. I shall send you the letter.
So you have Tustin Fenric,
hmm
and we've got what was it?
Harbold
Harbold.
Fenric.
Harbold Fenric. And now we've got VT.
Yeah, I shall send you the letter in downtime. Is that the best place to put it properly?
VT.
Or
Yeah.
recap.
So there's
Recap.
basically somebody that wants to avenge the death of Tustin. And they
And
found out that we killed him. And I've only told 3 people.
Technically, I don't think we killed the prince.
I think we killed the
I
prince.
think we killed his half brother. Because he said himself, a half blood child.
Yeah, but I think that's because of him being from I think there's some kind of racism stuff going on there with the father.
Yeah.
perceived,
Yeah.
because you've had Treese tell you what he was like earlier in this episode.
So this is the thing. So, God damn it. So Tustin went back in time and has been the Lich the entire time. So that pokes holes in the Litiana story because now we know he went and got the mask from the Shadowfell. So scrap all that. Right.
That is round.
Let's end the episode there on that revelation.
This letter has been in my pocket for quite some time.
Because
But-
I don't know how to make that. Oh, I'm trying to bend it around in my head.
Because
So,
I
Well,
didn't want you to
this-
go running off on this way because it would have been
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of stuff to get to
yeah.
a dead end, basically. So
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I've had
I think at this
Okay.
moment Niola looks very horrified and very smug at Arden, like, see?
Yeah, okay.
Told you.
Right. I was wrong. That's fine.
Luke, if I send you, are you on
VT. So somebody close to Tustin.
how can I send this if it's a massive bulk of text and I can't put it in Discord and it's on my phone?
You fragmented.
Copy and paste it into and send it on Instagram. Or copy and paste bits of it and send it in order in Discord.
Yeah, I'll
Or
email
like,
it to
but-
myself. I'll email it to myself and then I can cut it.
Okay. And I'll read through it.
Cool.
Okay, that's VT. Have we encountered a VT before? Have we learnt of a VT before? Because I don't recall. This is new information, isn't it? Okay, good.
We've talked about him earlier when Trace was talking about the child and all, but for the life of me, I don't have a memory name. So
No, Treese didn't mention anybody like that. There was Malice.
Master Karth.
Yeah, Malice de Carth. I've got his notes down, actually. I found him. But yeah. No.
He's an
Interesting.
adventurer resident in Nordensound.
Okay, well, looks like somebody's after blood. Somebody wants revenge.
yeah,
Somebody who obviously worked with or for Tustin. So, by the sounds of it.
Okay, cool. We'll stop
Right.
the episode there. We've gone
Oh, what was it? There was a first name, wasn't there?
Bennett.
Venet. So it's Venet something.
Yeah.
Venet something. Okay. Right. Okay. All right then. That's enough for tonight. So much stuff to try and figure
The
out.
last few episodes have been like, because
Like, what is going on?
you've gone and got all these like little bits, and then you've gone, oh no, but this, and then it's so fun.
Oh, hey!
I would like to say something.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
At some point, Raycon needs to be read into all of this because he's never around for those things.
Yeah,
Well, he wasn't around for any of it beforehand, anyway.
You're happy
Yeah.
tinkering. Like, I'm just showing this completely inept tiefling how to build stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god, at
Well,
this
he doesn't
point,
think she's a net. He genuinely thinks there's something wrong.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's
There
where we'll
is
end today, and thanks for playing, everybody.